People do, yeah, people do steal the content. I run into stuff like all the time, and people like even advertise it. I've seen guys like come and advertise like, hey, hire me for a drone. Here's some of my work. And I'm like, wait a minute, that's my stuff, you know? Yeah, it's not cool. It's not cool. And it's happening more than ever. And then some people are respectable about it, and they reach out to me and they license my content, because all my stuff is like, most of it I license it. So
the right thing to do is to contact that person, tell them, hey, you know, is it okay if I use this and I'll give you credit? Hey, and welcome back to the Creators on Air podcast. This is part number 2 of my conversation with Matthew Hoyos. On the second episode, we'll talk about content creation in the street here in South Florida, how to deal with content thieves, and some insights on finding your own niche within Instagram and other social media platforms. Finally, we'll talk about some cool affordable gear for content creation. Make sure you watch the first part of this episode before you get into this one. And with that, let's jump into it. We've worked on a couple projects there together. The Dark Shade music video.
Yeah.
Really cool.
That was cool, yeah.
Came out really nice. I'll put a link on it on the bottom so you can check it out. So
yeah, that one on
Matt was one cinematographer on that one. A lot of editing. I need to learn how to let go. I think that's
Exactly.
a process that
Exactly. It's hard to like get someone else to like touch your footage because you're worried that they're not gonna like do it right, do it justice, you know? So it is tough like handing over editing and stuff, but you gotta let go. You know, speaking of this opportunity, I feel like there's so many opportunities right now, like content creation just keeps getting bigger and bigger, and it's just like it's a big thing for like
you got a lot of small business hit you up.
Yeah, like basically like everybody needs content these days. So I work with like a lot of and Instagram brings in like I really don't even market myself. Yeah. I don't like to, honestly, I don't like to market. I don't like to promote. I'm not a
you don't run ads. You don't. No.
I'm not into that so much. Luckily, I haven't really had to do that. It just kind of like word of mouth is.
So I'm gonna throw you a curveball. I know there's a topic that it is also like it's near and dear to me as well. But how do you feel about? I know you put this out on Instagram, but just share how do you feel when somebody uses your content and they put their name on it as they did it themselves?
Okay, yeah. Like that's a good topic, man, because there's a lot of stuff like that going on.
Unfortunately, man, Instagram, and it sucks because as artists, you spend so much time, so much money, like all this gear that we buy, that we learn how to use, and we put hours into editing, and then for someone else to just rip that and put their logo, put their name, or even worse, what pisses me off even more is when somebody grabs it and they use it for their marketing. So in other words, they're making money from it.
Yeah.
They're generating they're actually using it as advertising. Yeah. They didn't pay for it. They just like ripped it and they mix it with other footage. Looks like shit too, because they make it look like shit. And then someone else watches it or sees it, because I think for our content, especially for yours, most people recognize it, So I'm sure you probably getting hit up like, hey, so-and-so is probably, because I get it sometimes too, like, so-and-so was posted this, didn't give you credit, hey.
Yeah, it's a big thing. Like people do, people do steal the content. I run into stuff like all the time, and people like even advertise it. I've seen guys like come and advertise like, hey, hire me for a drone. Here's some of my work. And I'm like, wait a minute, that's my stuff, Like it's kind of, it's not cool. It's not cool. It's happening more than ever. And I personally, I don't like to put my signature on my work. I don't know. I don't like to watermark my stuff. People have told me like, you got to watermark. But I personally don't like to do that. It just kind of takes away from the image a little bit. And like, I haven't gone that route. So it's easy for people to come and steal my stuff. Yeah. So like, I haven't gone there, but yeah, people do it. And then even I'm seeing like people nowadays, even like that bothers me too, is like people take my content and then they edit it with some of their content or like cell phone. That's happening a lot right now. Sometimes they'll even tag me too. And I'm just like, I'm not liking this, man. I didn't get permission for you to use my content like that. And then some people are respectable about it, and they reach out to me and they license my content, because all my stuff is like, most of it I license it. So that's understandable. You could come license my content, and I have social media licenses that people use, and that's respectable. And then some people do that, but a lot of people come and take it
or at least credit you, like video by so. But the right thing to do is really to reach out and say, hey, can I use this?
Yeah.
And especially if it's for monetary gain, the right thing to do is like, okay, let me let me cut you off something because I'm going to make money from this.
Yeah.
I'm grabbing attention. People are looking at this, their eyes caught thanks to your work, which benefits me because I could potentially get a sales lead, client, whatever it is. And so,
it's a big thing. And
that's also a sore point for me too.
Yeah, exactly. It happens to us, but it's just part of the game, man. And it's just like people like the content. Some people don't even know that they're doing like, that they're violating your copyright. Some people don't even know. They think it.
Yeah, I know exactly. There's a lot of people or you have people from like overseas that are virtual assistants that are doing this for real estate agents in Miami. And the real, next thing you know, I'm like emailing somebody or telling them, hey, listen, that's my content. Could they take it off? You're like, oh, I didn't know I hired so and so from
exactly. I've got that.
India, and they're just ripping stuff out. Everything. So
I've had some stuff, man, where I've almost like went the legal route. Like some people came in like some big projects in Miami. I'm not gonna name names, but some $1 billion projects, and they've came and they took my content and they like edited amongst their stuff and they're promoting their thing, and it's like. But at the same time, they're promoting there's this big $1 billion projects. I'm like, hey, you guys are like such a big project. I wrote to them like, hey, that's my content you're using, and like I charge for this, and they even hit me with a slap in the face. What they did is they didn't delete the content; they blocked me from their thing, and I was just like, that was a slap in the face. I almost went forward with like some legal actions, but I just like let it slide, because that's a whole headache of its own. So I kind of let it slide. But there is some slap in the face there. I was like. There's been a few cases, then there's a few people that like did it, and then they came back and like, oh, my mistake, and they came and they, they paid their fees, and then that was
they made it right.
But yeah, it's just part of the game, man.
yeah, it's not the norm, but it should be. So that's good. So if you ever, for everyone out there, if you're using someone else's content, actually the right thing to do is to contact that person, DM, email, whatever. Tell them, hey, is it okay if I use this and I'll give you credit? Or if you're going to run an ad or change it, edit it or something like that, then, how much would it cost for me to license this clip? Or that, that's the right thing to do. So,
yeah. And one last thing is like, so they have the remix feature. You know about the remix feature on Instagram? Have you heard about it?
Yep.
That at first I was kind of like, I wasn't too sure about it, but I think there's a setting where you could allow remixes or not allow it, but basically people are allowed to, like, Instagram allows you now to go to like someone's content and use this remix feature and just post it on your page, like, and it gives them their credit. They kind of tagged it, links back to the page.
Yeah, so exactly.
At first I wasn't so, fond of it, but now I'm just like,
at least you're getting the credit because it's Instagram tells
it links back to you.
Exactly.
So there's people that do that. This one thing a lot of people don't know about that feature on Instagram, the remix feature. So if someone is like wanting to use a video and they could just go that content, hit the remix feature and post it on their page.
Yeah.
So that is one thing that I suggest to people that, and a lot of people don't know about that feature. It's cool.
So I'm going to ask you about gear because that's probably a question that you get all the time. Like, what kind of camera should I buy?
Yeah.
But before I do that, what's a recommendation or what's a tip that you would give for somebody out there that's trying to grow their Instagram, that's trying to grow their social media, that's that they see what you've done and they want to not that they want to copy replicate it, but some tips.
Yeah, man. One of the tips is like for like social media growth is like you gotta do something you gotta enjoy. It has to be like your passion. Like I don't suggest like following trends so much. I think it's just you gotta find like your niche. It's something that you enjoy because like you're gonna have to do it. You're gonna be doing it a lot. You're gonna be doing it a lot in order to grow. So if you gotta like find something you like and find a lane that adds value to to social media, to the world, to people, and find something that's gonna add value. And I see a lot of people that have like a lot of cool stuff going on. Like some of these videos where it's like the top 5 places for so forth, and they're giving value to people, so people like learn from it and so that's one thing. And then you got to be consistent with it too. If you want to grow like social media, you got to be consistent, which is tough, but you got to post like a couple of times a week at least, and just like, and find it in like your niche. And like personally, I feel like me, like I'm very like I do a lot of different content, but my Instagram, I keep it like 90%, 95%. It's just drone stuff, drone stuff. So like,
because what works too.
Yeah,
is what catches attention.
Yeah, it's like I found that works exactly. Yeah, that worked for me. So I just kind of just put all my attention, and then that's what I love to do the most anyway. So like it just works out perfect. So you just find your niche, and it could be drone stuff, it could be, cell phone stuff, and just find like your niche that you're enjoying, that you have fun with, so you could do it a lot, and then it generally like projects to others. Like you like when you find something you like, you put that extra time, and it generally shows through the work. And then find it and mess with it. And maybe it works, and don't expect it to work overnight. Post it for months.
It's for fun.
Yeah, post it, and then and then you'll see people. You get good feedback, and then it'll come back. And then there's a few things for Instagram. Just like you gotta kind of, if you want to build your Instagram, you gotta kind of play by Instagram stuff. You gotta like. Generally want a little less short videos, generally want to keep it short and sweet for Instagram if that's what you're going for. And then, kind of, sometimes it's good to play with the trendy music, which is like, I'm not like a lot of people on my Instagram, like the music I play on my Instagram is not like my favorite music per se. It's not what you'll hear me in the car listening to, but it's like, it helps. And you got to kind of like for Instagram, you got to kind of, just understand their algorithm and just kind of go with it and play and just kind of go with the algorithm. So, but mainly just find your niche and find like something to add value. Don't just like, oh, okay, this guy's doing this and it's working for him. Let me do the same exact thing, because people are already doing that. Like, and if you do like something that someone's doing, like add something a little bit different to it. Like you do. Like I like what you do. Like you have your own style. You have your own style. You do your own thing, and it's cool, man. It's amazing. It's different. It's different. Like no one else does it. So we all content creators try to bring something new to the table. That's bring something new to the table.
What's the craziest story that you've had that it's either that you gain a client or that, something unexpected?
Yeah, some crazy stuff that's like, let me see. I get a lot of like I'm working with a lot of clients, and a lot of them are like, and they're just like, man, I'm a big fan of your work. And I'm just like, they really like, I'm going to work with them. They're taking pictures with me. People are telling me I'm famous. I'm still like,
well, that day at the workshop, a lot of fanboys.
Yeah.
That's cool, man.
Yeah, no, people are telling me I'm famous. I'm like, man, I'm not seeing it. Like, where's the $1 billion in my bank? I'm not seeing it, But it's cool, man. People really like enjoy the work, and like I'm getting like big owners of like, places like reaching out to me, and they're just like they're really liking my stuff, and like right now I'm working with like a big owner of like some clubs here in Miami. It's just cool, man. Yeah, people were just like, yeah, the work is out there, man, and like we're lucky to be here in Miami, to be honest. Like that's another one of those like perfect timing situations. I'm telling you, like we're here in Miami, as Miami's always been a desirable place, but like right now in the past couple of years, it's been like Miami's like one of, if not the biggest city in the United States right now, the most popular one, and we just so happen to be here, on top of our game with cameras and content's at its thing. So we're just like, we're just at a perfect time and place right now, and like Miami's like.
It's a gold rush.
Yeah.
It's a gold. Yeah. Between the explosion of social media and the explosion of Miami, I got my personal thoughts about that too. I think too many people are coming into the city, but it does generate a lot more income and more opportunities.
Yeah.
So for guys like us, for content creators, social media is so big, and people want better content. And yeah, you got your TikTokers and the people that are dancing in front of their phone and stuff like that, but you also have folks that want really high quality content done, and that's where we come in. And so that's
so we're just at the perfect place at the perfect time, as I kind of see it right now. So I'm just like, I'm enjoying it. I'm working at it every day, and I'm like, I'm enjoying it. Yeah, Miami is like very packed. I mean, just to get here, like even at this time, there was a bunch of traffic right now. Yeah, so it's like, it's a lot of traffic, but the same way that there's a lot of traffic, well, there's a lot of traffic on social media too that leads to us too. So it's like, there's a lot of eyes. Yeah, a lot of eyes. And then, we're at the forefront of stuff. So like people really, reach out to us. And since like we're kind of we're established here in Miami, well, there are all these newcomers. They need people to create their content. They need help. They need, so we're here, and so we're in a good place. And even like, I see a lot of newcomers too, like in the content world, that are just like picking up a camera and stuff, and they grow quick. Yeah. They grow quick, and I'm happy to see people. I'm like, because when I first started doing content, there wasn't no YouTube tutorials. There wasn't none.
No, I think if you want to be a content creator now, and when I say content creator, because not just that, but somebody like a filmmaker, photographer, like really, you could pick up those skills
quick.
And the entrance is not, you don't have to go to film school or photography school or anything. Like you could literally spend some time on YouTube and pick up a camera.
And the quality of stuff is so great right now. Like we were talking about the new cameras, like the DJI, the Osmo 3 right now. Right. There's little cameras, and it's like $500 or so, and you could get like a very nice compact camera that you could like make money with and like create like very quality good stuff. And like we were talking about off camera, I think it's kind of funny that like back when I started in the beginning, like like 2007, 2008, like when I first started getting hired by people, and I was using like the DSLR. I remember specifically I had the Canon 7D.
Yeah.
And clients would bring me on the set, and I would like come with this little camera to them, and like they were expecting these big cameras back then, and it was like a transitional stage, and they were like, and they never told me on set, but like after the fact, they would be like, after they saw the final product, and they're like, man, I was shocked. I'm amazed at this quality of the video. This is great. And like,
7D,
they're like, I didn't expect it. When I saw you walk in with this little camera, I was like, what is this? They like, people told me that, like multiple people told me back then, and then over time people got used to like these smaller format cameras, and now we're coming out with the cell phone. People are creating music videos on the cell phone or little.
The Weeknd did the music video with the iPhone 16.
Yeah, I've seen that. So now it's gonna be another surge of us like with little cameras and people like doubting us again, and it's like, and then they see the final. So it's another, everything comes in cycles and repeats. So, but it's a great thing. It's better, So pick up that cell phone, press record, get that DJ Osmo 3, the iPhone I'm about to buy.
So I was gonna ask you. So on that note, what are for the newcomers that are watching this, that look up to your work, what do you recommend? Let's see, small camera, or action camera / small camera, regular camera, and a drone. What would you recommend?
What would I recommend
to start? Something that's a reasonable budget, because obviously at the pro level you buy big stuff. But what would you recommend?
We'll start out with the drone, like the Mini, with the Mini 4, the Mini 4 Pro, the Mini 4, like those are like the DJIs, like, those are great. Those are great. They're super small, so like the quality of those are amazing. They're affordable. So you got the Mini series on the DJIs, which is great. And then we got the DJI, the Osmo 3 is amazing. That little camera, the little stick looks like a marker. That camera's amazing. It's like great for like real estate work. It's great for everything, lifestyle,
super
traveling. You could do music.
I love the Osmo 3.
Yeah.
Pocket 3.
That one's
amazing.
So like these are all affordable stuff. And then you got like the mirrorless. Yeah, you might want a mirrorless, a little bit better quality with some more features. And then you got the whole Sonys. I'm a big, I go with Sony. So, like damn near any Sony basically at this point, like almost any Sony is good to go.
Crop frames, the 600 series. Super. I mean, they all film 4K, 60, slow motion.
Yeah, exactly. It's all affordable. Like at this point, it's pretty affordable. So any of those cameras right there, and like you're good with just like just those little. They go a long way. And it's like, but it's not just buying the camera. It's more like buy the camera, but put the time to learn how to edit it and learn how to like treat the footage and to get the good content. Cause some people are like, all right, I got the cameras. All right, I'm good to go. And it's like, no, you have so much work to do on the computer side. Like you got to learn how to like, the process. But luckily there's YouTube that you could YouTube University basically where you can learn it all. There's a lot, so there's like the programs, and nowadays you have even CapCut, man.
CapCut. I use CapCut all the time.
Yeah, right.
I use CapCut all the time.
Yeah, no, I'm impressed with CapCut. Like there's new, like at first I didn't think too much of it, but then I'm looking at it. I signed up for it. I see all the transitions. I'm like, wow, you have all these like trends. Like
they have the phone version and the desktop version.
Yeah,
it's pretty. I edit a lot with DaVinci Resolve, but CapCut is all those, like you said, transitions, really cool stuff. You could make some professional level stuff with CapCut.
With just CapCut, yes. So there's a lot of stuff to make, simplify things that you could like get started and get up and running, and they're easier to learn. Like CapCut is like pretty intuitive to learn. It's not a big deal. So like,
and powerful too.
Yeah, so I'm a big fan. I'm not a big fan of editing on the phone. I'm so used to bigger screens and computers, but when you're traveling on the road and you're like, traveling, a quick little edit with CapCut, I do that. I do that a lot. And speaking of traveling, I'm big on traveling. Like that's like my ultimate goal is just to travel like full time, just kind of like just travel full time. So like any chance I get, I'm traveling. And in this past couple months, this summer, I've been on a streak, man. I've been Chicago, Nashville, Asheville, Georgia, Atlanta, Colombia, Brazil. I've been on a streak this year. So I'm just that's like my ultimate goal, to be honest. It's not really. It's just to travel and see the world and create content and explore the world. That's like my ultimate goal.
tell us a little bit about, where people could find you and your business and, some of the services that you offer,
Yeah. Basically where to find me, man, you can find me like at night somewhere in downtown or Brickell, flying my drone, maybe on my electric scooter, like, in the most, hidden little crevice in the corner there, just don't bother me while I'm flying my drone. And, I'm busy.
And you teach drone classes too, right?
Yeah.
We talked about
and then the service wise, like, so I started doing drone classes like pretty consistent within the past year.
Nice.
So I offer drone classes to students who like one-on-one drone classes. So if anyone wants to learn, they can reach out to me. So I have fun with the drone classes. It's very fun to bring in students and find the drone with them. And I've been very like this year, I've done so many classes and
nice.
Met so many cool people and so that's cool. So I do. And then, services, I've been providing services for companies and people and
corporate jobs,
corporate and, even like families. And I'm very diverse, so I'm working with corporates, I'm doing weddings, I'm doing music videos, I'm doing events,
nice.
And, real estate and, so I do a lot of that type of content. Anyone could reach out to me and yeah, the licensing, I do license my content. So if anyone is like interested in content, my existing stuff, I license stuff all the time. Yeah, and I'm just a phone call away or Instagram message away, pretty much.
DM away.
A DM away, yeah. Anytime. Instagram.com/Matthew Hoyos. You can check out my YouTube.com/Matthew Hoyos for some of my longer content, and then MatthewHoyos.com. And last, my company is Art City Media, Art City Media. That's my company, which you can see.com. And yeah, just reach out to me. I'm real, accessible. Just give me a message, like I said. I'm right here.
All right. So I'll have all those links for his social media, company, YouTube channel, everything on the description. So you can click on them if you're listening to this. Head over to the YouTube channel. You'll see it on the description. I'll also put it on the podcast description. Welcome to my very first podcast. Thank you, Matt, for joining us. This is awesome. So hopefully we'll do more episodes like this. Maybe different locations and stuff. So if you enjoyed the show, well, I invite you to join me, subscribe to the channel, hit the like button. Stay tuned for even more content and more cool stuff. Guests, surprise guests like Matt that are really crushing it, and especially in the creative space here in Miami. I kind of want to focus on the creative scene here in Miami. So it's really, really cool. So thank you for joining us, and till the next one.